So you know the ones where you're listening to a song that you really like and you're like, that's my tune.
That's my tune.
What's good? What's up? I'm Jojo B and this is That's My Tune, the podcast providing song reviews and interviews. Today, I'll be reviewing the song Go Deep by Janet Jackson. I'm not going to say much more. Indulge in the goodness, indulge in the nostalgia, and I'll be right back after this. If someone were to ask me why I love Go Deep, the answer would go something like this. Very textured, laid instrumental, hard-hitting elements, soft elements, very percussive. Vocally, very easy to sing, especially with the lead vocal. The lyrics tell a story and is a laid-back party jam. And I think it's safe to say that it's my favorite Janet Jackson song. Now, there are so many elements that could be explored in the song. Too many, especially with somebody like me that likes to break every last element down. I'm not going to do that, otherwise we'd be here all day and all night. So there are like one or two elements that I've observed that I really like that I'm going to focus on. And for me, that would be like the structure, the melodic structure mainly. So here we go. Now, if you listen to the verse, very simple. Anybody could sing that, right? And the nice thing is, when she finishes singing that line, there's a bit of a rest. So yeah, with technically the production, there's a delay on tonight, so it delays, it echoes. But you hear the bass and the drums, it has a moment to shine. Like there's a rest with the vocal, very simple. And then the same melody is repeated again. Then again, rest. Okay, so that's a melody for the verse. Then for the pre-chorus, call Renee and Ruth, gotta meet them soon. So just singing that. Again, nice, simple melody. So it's a change of melody, but it's a simple melody, right? And then we get to the chorus, yeah? So again, it's a change of melody, but it's something simple that anybody can sing. We go deep and we don't get no sleep. You know, very simple. Very, very simple. Very, 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 very nice and simple, which I love, right? But there's an element to the chorus which I'm going to come back to in just a moment. But again, let's just focus on the melodic structure. So we get to the second verse. So again, so there's the same rest period, but it's for a shorter time. Why? Because now backing vocals are introduced. Feel it when we wanna start. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. So it starts with unison, then breaks into 3-part harmony. Same pattern repeats again in the second verse. There's a rest. So unison, and it breaks into 3-part harmony. So it's really cool. So you see the contrast between the first and the second verse. It's subtle, but it still creates like this nice dynamic. So we go into the pre-chorus again, different lyrics, but same melodic structure. So, you know, same thing again. And then you go to the chorus again, change of melody, but it's the same melody. So we go deep and we, yeah. So, and Janet, she does a few ad-libs here and there, but it's the same thing, right? Cool. Now we get to the bridge. So again, change of melody, but it's still simple melody. I'm feeling high tonight, out of control tonight. I'm feeling high tonight. And then the harmony comes in. It's a 5-part harmony, but it's stacked. I feel high, I feel high, I feel high, I feel high, I feel high. But obviously she sustains each one. I can't obviously do that because I'm singing, yeah. But that is just so cool. So I just love how, you see why I love the melodic structure, because it's simple. There's little bits of harmony here and there, but it's not complex. So that party vibe that Janet Jackson provides is like anybody can sing it. Like no matter, like anybody can sing it anywhere, anytime. It's not something where you have to, it's not like Beyonce type, you know, all these ad-libs and riffs and whatever. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying Beyonce doesn't have such songs, but like, you get the point I'm trying to make. So I absolutely love. Oh, and a fun fact as well. I was playing along to this song with my keyboard recently, and I realized that the track is detuned. The song is an F sharp. Musicians, go, those who play the piano keyboard, go on there and play along with it. You can hear that the song has been detuned. And I was like, wow. And I wonder what made the producers decide we're going to do this. What was the creative angle in it? But it's a really cool, I love little things like that. I was just like, oh snap. I don't know how much has been detuned by, but it's still, it's really dope production decision. I love things like that. But yes, there was something that I said I wanted to mention. So let's go back to the vocals in the chorus, right? So you got, we go deeper, right? So the main melody is emphasized in the backing vocals, so pans left and right. But what's also interesting is that underneath that, We Go Deep is being sung, but in harmony. I think it's 3 or 4 part harmony, right? So the main melody is being emphasized for the average Joe just to sing along. But for musicians like myself, who like to dig a little deeper, no pun intended, you know, there's that backing vocal element. And it's mixed in such a way like it's part of the music. And this is something I've noticed with Janet Jackson over the years, because a lot of her, let me just say one thing. When it comes to vocal layering, background vocals, listen, Janet Jackson is up there for me. Let me just say that. Janet Jackson is up there for me. Her, Brandy, B. Slade, who used to be Tone, Take 6, Jacob Collier, those 5, off the top of my head, when it comes to vocal arrangements, layering, they are absolute geniuses. So yeah, Janet Jackson is one of them. And I love the way how with a lot of her music, like her backing vocals, especially when there's a lot going on, it's mixed like it's part of the music. It's really, really cool. And that's what's happened with the chorus. But the amazing thing is, and I think this was very intentional in the production part, where towards the end of Go Deep, the instrumental is being faded away, and then it's just a cappella. So yes, you hear Janet and her friends singing We Go Deep, and they're clapping along, you know, having a good time. However, those harmonies are underneath. So if you want to hear it, you'll be like, okay, here's a few seconds, guys. You can hear what's going on underneath. You know, I think that's a very clever and cool production element. I love that. I love little things like that. Oh, it makes my soul so happy. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I thought, you know, the melody was a great thing to hone in on, because like I said, there's so many elements. Like if I start to break down the beat and the production elements of the beat, again, I'll be here all day. So I thought, let me just focus on the vocals and how dope they are. So, you know, and of course, I can't talk about Janet Jackson without talking about her documentary. You don't understand how excited I was when, I think it was like last December or so, when the announcement came out that she was dropping her biopic. I was ecstatic because I was like, do you understand how long I've been wanting something like this for? Like, Janet Jackson is usually a very private person, but on this occasion, she decided, I'm going to treat the fans to a little look into my life. I was like, bring it, inject it. I was like, yes, Janet, yes. And it was great to see. And of course, it would touch on her brothers and that kind of thing. But I love how, I mean, for example, I didn't know that Janet Jackson wanted to study at Pepperdine and study, I think it was business. I was like, wow. And I thought, I kind of felt sorry for her as well, because I was like, oh, you know, because her father found out she could sing and then had her do music, producing music that she didn't really want to, you know. But I love how she was like, you know what, when, you know, I think, yeah, she fired her father and stuff like that. She was like, you know what, let me try this music thing again. I mean, I've been doing this since I was small with my brothers, and then I did it solo under my father's thumb. You know, let me try this again, but my way, and see how this goes. So I think in her head, it was like, if this doesn't work out with this final attempt, then I'm out of the music industry. I think that's probably where she got to. But she thought, you know what, let me just try this one more time. And it worked. I mean, her first tour in 1990, still a success to this day. Still a success to this day. No one has topped it. No one has topped it, you know. And I love how you can just say the word Janet and everybody knows who you're talking about. You don't even have to say Janet Jackson. You just say Janet. That's how hard she has worked, Remember, she's coming from a very successful, she has her brothers, Jackson 5, who later became the Jacksons, and then you have Michael Jackson as well. Imagine how hard she had to work to get herself out of those two very prominent shadows. She's done incredibly well. I rate Janet Jackson. I'll rate her for the rest of my life because honestly, she's done incredibly well. And she's still going strong to this day. So Janet, if you ever hear this, I salute you. You understand? I salute you. So that's me where it comes to Janet. I mean, I remember when her trailer dropped for the biopic, and even that was so insightful. I think the trailer was like 3 minutes long or something like that. And even that was so insightful. And like January when the biopic dropped, I was so happy. I was so excited. And I do wish though that they showed more elements like her in the studio, like, you know, like where harmonies are concerned. I wish there was more of that. I wish they showed those kind of processes like how she goes about doing that. But maybe she didn't want to share those secrets, which I understand. You can't show off all your thoughts, you know. So Janet, I understand. So there we go. So Go Deep is like, yeah, I think that's my favorite Janet Jackson song. And yeah, it's just got this really warm feeling to it. It just reminds me of summertime. Like, I still love the visual to it. I remember anytime the visual will come on TV and I'll be really excited to watch it. And again, the visual was just a laid back party. That's literally all it was, you know. And it just really paired well with the song. So that was it. But I do need to rant. There's a rant I need to rant because, you know, I haven't done that in a while. So a couple of days ago, there was this kind of debate, right? People are debating whose music catalogue is better between Usher and Trey Songz. Usher, the Usher Raymond and Trey Songz. That's insane to me. And somebody said, Usher could literally only play Confessions and beat Trey Songz. Y'all are crazy. And I agree with that. But somebody also said, Anticipation 2, one of Trey Songz' albums, is giving Confessions a run for its money. Now I'm like, first of all, now I did a bit of research. Now Anticipation 2 dropped in 2020. I didn't even know that album existed. I didn't. I honestly didn't. However, Usher also dropped a single in 2020 called Bad Habits. Now that one I knew about. And to my memory, I don't even think that song was marketed like really well. But I still knew of it. It's on one of my playlists, right? I do not know a thing about Anticipation 2. I mean, I know now. Maybe when you guys want to go check it out. But you Trey Songz' first album didn't even drop until 2005, right? By this point, Usher's biggest album, Confessions, was already wrecking the charts. Trey Songz was just starting in the game when Usher solidified his place in music. And you're coming to tell, some people are trying to debate if Trey Songz is on the same level as Usher. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Like, I'm actually trying to work. And then somebody else, like, I saw one thread on Twitter and somebody was trying to say that, oh, if you take Confessions out of the equation, then, you know, and it's like, no. You can't do that. You can't take any artist. You cannot take an album or single out of their body of work to try and prove a point. And even if you're insane enough to do that, let's say you could do that. My Way and 8701 are both very solid albums. So again, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Trey Songz didn't drop his first album until 2005. 2005. Usher started when? 1990. His very first album before My Way came out, I think, 1994, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I think it was like 93, 94, somewhere like that. And then My Way was his proper, you know, the proper official that came out like 97 or something like that. Yeah, 97, right? So Trey Songz was a kid. And you're trying to, no. Listen, look. Too many people try to slander Usher and I don't quite understand why. I don't understand. I don't get it. My guy's still going strong. He has his place in music. He has his place in R&B. He has worked for his name. Usher Raymond, no. And Trey Songz for that matter. Trey Songz, no. Come off it, please. Again, 2020. I did not know about Anticipation 2. I don't know if any of you guys knew about it, but Bad Habits was out there. Usher's Bad Habits was out there. And that was a single. So that's my rant. That's my rant. There is another one I have, but, I'll just touch on it real quick. Can people please stop saying that Russell Wilson is corny? Russell and Sierra are out there living their lives and not bothering anybody or anything. I still don't understand why people are hung up on the fact that Sierra and Future aren't together anymore. Okay? It wasn't a good relationship. That's why she got out of it. She's with a man that loves her and adores her and their children. They're making them money. They're taking cute pictures, and that's it. So every other week, there's some guy on some random podcast somewhere commenting on their lives. Like, leave them alone. None of them want you. They don't want you. They're happy living their lives. Work on your life. Okay, that's my rant's done. Right, so if you'd like more information about this lovely podcast, you can go on linktr.ree/TMT_podcast. You'll find Spotify, YouTube, TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok too. Just playing a few tunes here and there, and a lot more. If you'd like to email, is that'smytunepodcast@gmail.com. I'll be back again with another episode. Until then, there are 61 other episodes to listen to along with this one. So until then, bye-bye.